So then we are back with the more understandings from the time of the second tabernacle services, where we find the Aramaic English translation of the word. This translation comes from the original manuscripts of the prophets of the Israelic lineage. So then we can understand the time of the end. As per Yeshayahu the prophet, we find layers of understanding of the spring feast, the autumn feast, and also returning of the holy cities of the Hamashiach laid waste from many centuries. Reading from Yeshayahu the prophet, it's very important reading sections because Yeshayahu the prophet gives us clues of the restoration period and also the autumn feast. But there is a very interesting situation regarding the preparation for the autumn feast, regarding the military level of what the scriptures are saying and explaining regarding then the preparation for the time of this particular event. Now then, the autumn feast is obviously at the very end of the word, and the autumn feast involves aspects of religion, trade, and military. Now then, Job has explained sections with a marine monster by the name Leviathan in interesting points regarding then the chronology and regarding the content of what relates with the autumn feast. Now then, the Holy Scripture, since it is recorded in the five senses of the human being, always concrete, there are very many points of the Scripture where then there is not an abstract way of projecting what's coming in the future with the words from the way the word or then the way the scripture were intended for recording purposes. So a person from the Hebrew language cannot use abstract terms for future events outside of the five senses. Thus, what so many people, when they read the word, they don't understand, firstly, the way the Hebrew work. They don't understand the Hebrew thought. They don't understand the Hebrew thinking. And then the projection of these prophecies, it's always related with an idea of concrete. Then Leviathan, or these marine monsters, obviously when related with the content of the restoration period, it relates with areas of warfare, because the content used is related with warfare. Now then, as far as the submarine warfare, we must understand then the content of Job and what he has recorded for the purposes of understanding how then this new period of trade at sea, how are they going to protect these ships and the lines of ships without causing surface congestion above the water. Now then, there are a few aspects of the military very important, but then the submarine warfare is emphasized in a very particular and stealth way when we read the instructions and try to understand the protection of these ships during the period of the restoration period, not during the autumn feast. But this should explain more later with more details from Job and also from Galah or Revelation. So please stay tuned, much more coming up.